Good morning, traders. This is AZ at Zeros. How are you guys doing? Good morning, traders. This is at Zeros. How was your weekend, guys? Let's do some sound test and a visual test before we begins. N- Note down on your comments and if you can hear me properly. I know this is Monday morning. People might still be sleeping. Good morning, Lewis. All right, let's wait a couple of more minutes before we begins. All right, awesome. So, I do not have that many gappers today. SPY and Dow Jones are red, slightly red, and NASDAQ is green today. Gold is down, crude oil is up, crude oil is down, and gas is up. So it's a mixed market today, and not many interesting gappers so far. So if I look at it, um gap down stocks, I only see AMC. Other than AMC, there are no other gapping down stocks which fit into our criteria. And if we look at the gapping up, we only have volatile stock, which is the SGOC, which is if we look at the daily, you can see here is from $2 to the $18, and now again it's moving up. So after the pre-market, there was no much action around that. So I don't have a big gappers based on my criteria. So we're gonna just lose a little bit of criteria to see if we can find bit more stocks. So these are the small caps ones. Just give me a few seconds. Let me just change some parameters to see that if we can find a bit more stocks right now. Uh, Otherwise, we're gonna go back and look at the some charts which I've identified, which looks very uh, good for our trading, but they're not gonna be the gappers. So yeah, so if you look at it um, right now, okay, so let me just do filter. Okay, so let's look at the DIDI. So DIDI we know is a new IPO. I'm not sure that do I have a it says that I do have some shares to short. Um, so if you look at it in the 15 minutes, you'll be able to see it's really gapping down. Today again is 3.2% down, but it's still holding this 1165, the value area, which we have discussed last week that this is a area where A lot of buying happening. So still holding this 1150, 1160, between 1140 to 1180. So until it is within this range, we won't be able to say whether the stock wanted to go down or up. So it's not a nice candidate for us to do short or long. Next one, if we little bit loosen our criteria, we'll see the TME, the Tencent Music Entertainment. So if you look at the daily, it came down from 32 to 12. And last time stock was trading on this price is May last year. So it's almost uh, a 1 year low, which is coming in. So that's so interesting to see here that it is coming. To see that this is really uh, w- getting weaker and weaker, but we see some support area too. So if you look at the weekly chart, we'll see here what happened here on the 1256. If you see here, a couple of time bounced in February 2019, that is 12 area, and then one time on November 2020, it broke down, moved back up, then came down, broke the support, and went all the way to the 9, and then it ran up to the 30. So, so if we wanted to mark some support, we can clearly see that 1125 would be a long-term support, and then the last support we had on the $9. And clearly we see right now it is on the resistance. It is trading right now, not a good volume, not nice candle formations, not a beautiful price action which we wanted to see in the pre-market, close to the pre-market low. So a lot of odds, not too much, yeah, what you call that, positives about this setup. So we're gonna put the short in the secondary list. Let me just remove this and then we can just put it there. Let me just remove everything from here. Okay. Let let's just put the new. So right now we have seen couple of them, but all of them are not really. I don't like any price action so far. So we can put DIDI. We saw that this is very close to the value area where people are buying, so we cannot tell. TME is a volume, but the candle formation are not really great. We can't tell. CCL, I don't usually trade these cruise lines, but these are really weak. Um Came down, broke the support to 23. Now it moving back up to 24. And if last 5 weeks, almost 5 weeks, it's just breaking down. So whether it's going to continue breaking down, I don't know. But you can clearly see there is support around 2250 area is a big support here. So maybe what we can think of it that if the market some sort of a bounce and the stock bounce back over $24, then we might see some kind of a pullback, given it does not have shown any pullback after it came down from 23 to 20 to 31 to 23. So maybe for reversal, if you want to put that, because if you look at the 5 minute, 15-minute chart, you will see that stock tried to move down, found the support on 2365, move back up over the VWAP right now, over the moving averages. So this also shows some kind of a strength. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Nick. How are you? Guys, really gonna appreciate if you give a thumbs up. So far, there are not many stocks which I like the price action. So, if you find something and you think that there is some stocks which we need to look at it, please feel free to share and we can do that. Space is very active, but I'm looking at it right now. If you look at it, 15 is a 5 minute chart. This is really bearish, moving down, but clearly hold the $50 mark. Found some sort of a support on the 50. So when the market opens, we need to see that whether you know it hold the support or it comes down and break all the support. So space could be in very active. Right now, I don't know which direction I'm gonna go trade. It can be in both direction. So we need to wait and see to make the space uh, form some direction, because if you look at it, it gapped up, uh, up to 53, and it's lost almost all of it in gains. So if I go and look at the space was almost gapped up by 6% right now. It's closed the half of the gap, and now it's on 2.4% only. So we'll see that what it does. Okay, so this could be an interesting one and which can be played on both sides. Then I see, let's move on some of the stocks which on the daily basis, on the or the key levels will looks really interesting. So if you look at the Sophie, the 16 mark was a very important mark. It was a support. You look at it, it was prior resistance. Now it making a support, and now it is holding a 16, move back up, and then gap down. Yesterday on the Friday it was gapped up but down, then they came down. So right now it is around the 1656. If you look at the 5-minute chart, you will see not a nice price action, but clearly, if you look at the buyer and seller picture here, on the 1650, the gap started, moved up to 1690, couldn't sustain this price action, and then immediately sell off. Tried one more time on 1680, again came down, and right now it is below 1650. Or the price range of 1650. So we need to clearly see that does it hold the 1660, then the 1680 is a lot of resistance here, but clearly if you look at it, if it reverse and hold the 1650 support, which is right now holding the 1650, we might see some kind of a momentum given there are a lot of uh, short sellers on this. Let's look at the uh, Sava. Uh, so Sava, if you look at it, Sava, on the daily basis, you will see that this stock has just moved up from the $32 to all the way to $112. Tried to move up. Yesterday, Friday was a day where it sold off heavily, but still too extended, right? And then when the day comes in like this, right now it is in the middle of the range. You look at it, it's closed on 95, uh, open on 108, right? So it's almost a $10 movement here, and right now it is on $100. So it's a kind of a very close to the middle of the range to see whether what it's gonna do. If you look at the 15 minutes action, I don't see any red candles so far. It's all positive. So I don't know now what it's gonna do. Right now it is 5-4% up. So it might be consolidate or move back up and continue the momentum, or comes down. So it's right now not very clear signals from this. Was I was thinking is going to be a continuation of red move on the weekend, but right now it doesn't see I don't see like that this price action. Next one was a dash. I was looking at a dash, and if you look at the weekly or the monthly chart, you will see here it's really extended. On the daily chart, you look, it's very extended. Right now, it is holding the 180, but I see some sort of a weakness here. You look at the weekly chart, it doesn't want to move over the 180. So we need, as the trader, we need to find the imbalance here. So I see an imbalance here of the 180 level. So if the price move down to 180, uh, and we see some kind of a momentum there with the volume, we can definitely place go short here. So this is how we're looking at it. Let's see the CLDX hybrid jet, and let's look at the CLDX daily chart. Wow, beautiful uptrend, gap up by 35%. If you look at the 5-minute chart, we'll see. Okay, so around it gapped up in the aftermarket hours as well, then sold off heavily, came back from the same point where it started forming the candles. Pre-market, same area, moved back to 47 and now coming back to 43. So not a nice price action because that's, it doesn't have a clear direction or momentum. Clearly, we see some sort of a resistance over 47. Clearly, we see, and clearly we see a support around 40, and the next support we see on the 42. So whether it gonna run, I don't know. Let's see how many months or years before it was trading on this level. So it was trading on this level in 2017, and in 2016 it was also on the 75. Let's see the float on this stock. What is the float on this stock? Let's see quickly. Let's check quickly the float on this CLDX. So CLDX uh, is a 1.23 billion. So nice float. Uh, nice float. Let's look at the short interest on this stock. Um, and what is the catalyst? What is the news here? So short float is on the CLDX is 6 points, so not much. So short float interest is not too much. Not and I don't know what is the news on this. Let's quickly check the uh let's check the what is the news here? Is there any some kind of a catalyst? Okay, this is a therapeutic company, so there's some sort of a biotechnology movement here. Um, So right now, price action is not very clear unless there's some institutional investor wanted to buy that stock. Otherwise, I don't see some the positive movement here based on the price action. It's very uh, weird, moving up, coming down, moving up, coming down. So no clear move. All right. Do you guys have any other stock? Otherwise, we can put the space, as we said, the Sophie. We can put the Sophie as well. There's some other stocks I was looking at it. Plug, Plug look good. Uh, it's close to flat, but daily looks very interesting if you look at the daily. Uh, Over the $30 mark is kind of a nice breakout trade. Looks really good. SPWR, let's check the SPWR. Still on the $28 mark. Um, so $28 mark is a nice level. It's holding this level from quite a big. If you look at the weekly, you will see here. But we see some kind of resistance over 32. So we can definitely keep an eye and see that whether it can break the 29 uh, some kind of a moment. The other one is the JKS. JKS, if you look at it on a daily, you will see that it just moving up, uh, trying to go up again. So we'll keep an eye. Today is 1.6% up. If we move over 60, we see another momentum here as well. So let's mark. And to be honest, these all are secondary. No clear setup at this point. No clear setup. Let's look at the one more stock which I was looking at it over the weekend, which is RBLX. Uh, you know, Very beautiful bull flag formation after the pullback up. And if this hold this level and move back over 88, uh, you know, that could be an interesting one. So, essentially the idea is that given the market is most of the stocks are really looks very bullish on their chart because the market is keep moving up. Now we need to see if the market pulls back down, right? And the only reason the market can pull back down if the yield's going to go up, but yields is today is also a down, so there's no reason for the market to comes down. Nasdaq is already positive, right? I think the only stocks which I see that we can get some kind of a momentum either on these stocks or the Chinese stocks. You know, let's look at the TAL because Chinese stock are sold off heavily in the last few days, and if the Chinese stocks are selling off too much, that may means that a lot of new investors wanted to jump in and wanted to buy on those levels, just like Baba looked very interesting at this level, the JD, Baidu, Willy. So these are the very nice stocks, but we need to wait for the market to give us a signal. So let's put the here, like, you know, let's see JD again is negative for today, Baidu negative, Billy is positive, and Baba is negative. So see, all these Chinese stocks are also some kind of a, uh, you know, uh, bearish. Other one we can look at that as to any IPOs from the Friday or Thursday which we wanted to look at it. CXM, I was looking at it, and if you recall last week we have identified over the 20. I couldn't take it as a day trade, but right now, yes, Friday was very strong and it all the way to 22, 25. So it looks very interesting if it's move above 22, very small gap today. So let's see, put the CXM as well for the momentum. Other one which we have missed, we traded on Thursday but not on Friday, and Friday was a beautiful day for the BZ. It's a new IPO as well, moved from 45 to 29 and now on 36. So we can put this BZ as well in case we find some kind of an entry here as well. Uh, Uh, Hi Rag, let's look at the doc and then we can look at the new as well. So DOCS. So DOCS is an IPO, I guess, and is from 21 $40 to 65. Move back, hold this $50 support, and look very very interesting. If you look at it, came down very nice strong candle, just like the CXM if you see. And right now CSM is a bit negative and let's see the docs is positive. So let's keep those both of them. Maybe we see some kind of a momentum, but I don't know what's usually the volume for them for these stocks are. If you look at the Friday when it's moved up, it's all. Let's look at the price action quickly. What it does on the Friday, how it moved. It suddenly moved, or it see here, yeah. So see that's why it's so tricky to trade these stocks. Look at no volume until the 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock the volume comes in. So if you look at the 5 minute, you will see here, so no volume, and then suddenly the volume started coming in. So these stocks are always tricky to trade because you don't know when the volume is going to come. CXM also did the same thing, no volume until 9:30, 9:40, and then started coming in. Then volume dried off, and then again came back the volume three. So these are a little tricky to trade because you don't know when the volume gonna come. If you can be lucky that you're watching it and then the volume comes in. Neo. So if you look at the daily of the Neo, let's look at the weekly so you would know. So Neo a week before was very bullish. Week after was really bearish and is engulfing now, and it covered all the way to the last 4 weeks of candle. So definitely this 45, 46 area is a nice support area, right? And what we need to see now, the finding the entry if it's gonna break those support and wanna go down. So you can see here, if it's break this 45, the next support we find on the 43 of this week, which is moved back down, right? So this week is just completely bearish. So right now it is in between the ranges. Yesterday, Friday was very bearish. Right now, it's really gapping up. It may be just inside day, a smaller day consolidation, and then it will decide whether it want to come down or move up. So right now, I don't see any momentum here for us to see whether stock want to move up or down. It's just a maybe a sideways thing. So most of the stocks are like sideways or the look so bullish on the daily, but no volume so far. So let's go back and check one more time. SPY is still the SPY, red, NASDAQ up, no clear. Uh, no clear volume at this point, no clear trending stock right now. I, you know, so we can keep it. I will definitely gonna keep this space on my list, and we'll find out the entry. It can trade on the both side. We'll see what it does, whether it's sell-offs or it's just continue the upward trend. And also, I'm gonna put my scanners on to see that if I can find something during the day with the scanners. But I don't see any interesting play for today. Guys, let's do a last recall. Do you guys have any other stock which you want me to look at it? If not, we can just gonna close this session. And uh, if you wanted to trade with me one-on-one live and do a one-on mentoring with me, and you need some help in improving your trading, reach out to me. I have some flash sale going on. There's a link down on the video as well. You can check it out if you need some one-on-one help. Otherwise, let me know if you have any other stock you want me to watch. We can quickly look together. Otherwise, we can close this session. Uh, Not too many nicer setup, so we need to wait. It's Monday morning, so we can take a little while. Don't jump to the trades. It could be tricky. So for me, I'm keeping at this point at 905 space, Sophie, plug, SBWR, JKS, uh, DIDI, some IPOs, and yeah, and the uh, dash and ASN for the reversal. And we'll see if we can find some entries for the momentum. All right, I guess you don't have anything else, so uh, let's say thank you everyone. Go green. Wait for the market to give you opportunity. And if I do some good trades, I'm gonna post a recap. And if you need help, reach out to me and check out the sale as well on the one-on-one mentoring. Thank you.